The thing that most people want to understand is that our body is like an amazing biocomputer. It can maintain 98.6 by itself. So for example, if all the heat went off right now, we would start to self-heat inside our body. Or if the air conditioning was freezing, we would start to maintain what's called homeostasis. Just that one thing that our body does is really amazing. But in addition to all of that, if the lights went out, our eyes would open further, and the body can give birth to new life. A baby is born from a little egg into a full human being. So there's no question that the body is a biocomputer more brilliant than any computer that we have going on. So we don't really need to push it to make it work. We need to let it do its own thing by itself. You know, when I was a child, my father would say to me, when I was sick, he's like, well, you can either wait 7 days and you'll probably feel better, or you can take these medications and you'll be good in a week. And at 8 years old, I was like, what? But it stuck with me. And so a lot of the current, what should I do for this? What should I do for this? Comes from the fact that people overexert their body. They are overly demanding of their body. Give me more energy. Right? I want to do this. I want to do this. And there's no downtime. And so we push it too far, and then the machine breaks. So what we really need to do isn't take like more supplements or more medication to fix the machine. We just need to give it a rest. Let it slow down and pace ourselves and not exceed the speed limit. Like if the speed limit is 5 days a week of work, 2 days a week of rest, it seems like that's what people have figured out over all time. Then exceeding the speed limit is, well, I'm going to work 8 days a week, right? It's a song because people, ahead of its time, because people just keep going and then they wonder why they're not feeling well. And so the different ways of not feeling well have encyclopedia of names to it. You know, there's arthritis and PMS and cancer, but it's all one thing. It's all one thing, which is that we took this body that was a perfect, brilliant biocomputer that can heal itself by itself, and we demanded it. We were a slave driver to it. Give me more, give me more, give me more. You can do that for a day or a week or a month or a year. But then for decades at a time, eventually the machine is going to break. But instead of having names for the different ways that it breaks, health coaches can say, the machine broke. Your machine is broken. So let's just repair the machine rather than, well, let's deal with arthritis or let's deal with PMS. If you go that route and you fix the arthritis or the PMS, but you don't fix the 8 days a week, and you don't fix that they're eating foods that are unfit for human consumption, and you don't address, well, how's your primary food? Like, what's going on in that area of your life? Then the remedies that you give the body is like a Band-Aid. Even less than a Band-Aid, because now they think they're well, and more duration of time will go on where they keep treating themselves poorly without loving themselves, and the problem will resurface in a worse way in the future. There's no question that health coaching is the future of healthcare. When I started many, many years ago, there was no such thing as health coaching. You'd go into the doctor was the wise one, they would ask you these questions, there was no questioning the doctor, and basically that's how life was. Fast forward to today, healthcare is astronomically expensive. People can't afford it, government can't afford it, corporations can't afford it. It's literally trillions and trillions of dollars every single year for healthcare, while at the same time, people are sicker and unhealthier than ever, and like basically addicted to drugs. It's prescription drugs, but it's addicted to drugs. I'm sure you know your parents, people around you. Of course, none of us take any medication. Just kidding. But we're in a society where we are drug pushers are everywhere, trying to get us on the most recent prescription. And the cause and the origination of the problem isn't really addressed. The answer is the blue pill or the purple pill. The answer is never, well, what are you eating? Or what can you do to make your life better? So in the United States alone, there are literally hundreds of millions of people who could benefit from having a health coach. Because no matter how educated or not educated a person is, almost nobody in the United States or in most countries has had much education about how to eat and how to live a healthy, happy life. And if that was done, even once during the course of their life, the expenses to the healthcare system would drop dramatically because there would be a greater amount of self-care. And when symptoms would arise, they would notice the symptoms arising and do something about it, as opposed to just keep going and going and going until the entire machine falls apart.